like it.
Are those new underwear? That's nice.
No, they're old, but thanks for noticing. Bob's are once in a lifetime.
I love that.
This video and all content is made possible by our Patreon subscribers. For $3 a month, you can help keep the lights on here at From North to Wharf. Thank you for your ongoing support. And if you would like your own From North to Wharf merchandise, head to fromnorthtowharf.threadless.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your unofficial one-stop destination for wait, hold on. Rewind. Take it from the top.
Do it again. Rewind it.
Take it from the top. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your unofficial but verified one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I am Mike.
I'm JB.
People,
Hey.
people. Hey, Yahoo. Hey, Marlena, Christine, JZG. Speaking of, did you see JZG's outfit for the rave?
Yeah, that
Looking
is very nice. Way better than ours.
I am not going to be wearing anything. What's up, RVA?
Oh, he's not wearing
Yeah.
anything. Oh,
That is
boy.
my contribution to the rave. It is just
He's going as baby num-nums.
let's see. Hey, everybody. Hey, Angel, it's been a while. I saw you commenting on Instagram. Hope you're doing well, bud. RVA, JCC. All right. Got a lot to discuss. The big news, of course.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way. Let's talk about the renewal.
Bob's Burgers, Family Guy, The Simpsons,
American
and
Dad
American
and
Dad back in the fold for 4 seasons. That brings Bob's Burgers through season 19, American Dad through seasons 20 through 23, and then the others,
Yeah.
I don't know the counts there.
They're high.
Yeah.
I think Family Guy is very high. It's Simpsons.
The Simpsons would be 30 plus, inching very close to 40. But yeah, they all got renewed for 4 seasons, 15 episodes apiece. Of course, no word on the Great North, Crapopolis, Grimsburg, or Universal Basic Guys. We do know Universal Basic Guys is definitely back for season 2. We know that much. The creator told us. Crapopolis, we know they've wrapped work on season 3, and I believe they're working on a season 4. I think so. And then Grimsburg, haven't heard anything.
I mean, Crapopolis was given a green light for 3 right off the bat. So,
and then we don't know anything about Grimsburg. And then, of course, the Great North, which is near and dear to us. We have no idea, and neither do the people working on the show.
Yeah, it's one of those just wait and see kind of things. And yeah, I mean, we love it. We hope that it doesn't go anywhere. Just waiting to hear. And I know a lot of people online, especially on Reddit and Facebook pages and things, are being like it's canceled and things like that. It is not yet by any means, and I'm hoping it won't be. So I think more or less it's just an announcement for the shows that got a 4-season renewal.
And the thing to remember is those 4 shows are, at this point, they're legacy shows, so they're gonna get looked after first. They're gonna get taken care of. The other shows, 3 of them are owned by 20th Century / Disney. 1 of them is not. It's in a weird position. So we don't.
It's kind of on its own, and that's, I think, what also can be a little bit not hurtful, but also complicates the situation.
I know somebody had asked, why aren't they in syndication yet? That's another good question that we haven't asked.
I would assume it's a
Yeah.
Disney thing. If I had to guess, just because they have Disney Plus and Hulu, and I think that's where you can find the Great North. But as we've, I think, said in before in other announcements, like Crapopolis is on Netflix.
But
as well.
is that syndication though? Because you usually got to get like 80 to 100 episodes in before you could even sell for syndication.
That's true. And I mean, Great North doesn't have that many episodes
No,
yet. I think it's at like 60
I think
something.
at this point, I think we're close to like 80 plus.
Are we close
Yeah,
to 80 something maybe?
By the end of the season, we should be close to 100. Hopefully they can get to 100 episodes. But
yeah, we are getting close.
At this point, it's kind of up in the air as far as the Great North goes, which sucks. But hopefully in the next couple weeks, things kind of shape out, because the deals for those 4 shows, those were done sort of the tail end of last year. They only just got announced because I think they needed to cross their T's and dot their I's.
As of yesterday, 83 episodes.
So yeah, by the end of this season, we should be, if they do the 22, this is episode 8. Shoot, that may get us on the doorstep of 100.
It really would.
Oh, wow.
It's super close.
So here's hoping they can do that. I'm just going through the
Angel, you guys. Yeah, no, we plan on it. I've already pre-ordered it, so we'll definitely talk about the art book when it comes out. And I think I also ordered the recipe cards as well, so we'll be able to look those over and show you guys. And
I have not ordered anything yet.
I just pre-ordered it because I had birthday gift cards. So I just set them aside. So it's like, okay, that's done.
April 13th, new episodes, Crapopolis, blah, 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 blah. Simpsons through Infinity, maybe. Let's see, yada, yada, yada.
As long as Fox renews it, it'll probably keep going. I mean, someone told us they're pretty much just completely hybrid at this point. Simpsons. The Simpsons crew. Like, they basically just work hybrid.
As most shows do. Like, we know Bob's Burgers has people on the East Coast.
Yeah. Aaron,
Damon, half the voice cast.
Matt who does the voice recordings and stuff like that and helps out with the sound. They're all over the place.
Let's see. Unfortunately, Solar Opposites. Yep, Solar Opposites did get canceled.
Yeah. Did hear about that.
Before I drive, I just want to say, if the Great North doesn't get renewed, I will riot. Well, there's only. Never mind. No, I'm not going to go down that negativity road. If Crapopolis gets renewed for a 5th production season, that means there might be a 4th broadcast season time. Well, yeah, if they get renewed for a 5th, that means a 4th one will happen. You can't have a 5th without a 4th. We could, but it might be looking. No, it'll be. I guarantee you, all the other shows will follow suit with 15 episodes. That just gives them.
Yeah, I think it just makes it easier to stack and just branch things off into segments. Because I think really, I think right now the schedule looks like if we were putting it on like a calendar on like Word or like Microsoft, it's just a ton of colors everywhere. I think they would really like at Fox and scheduling just to make it like there's just blocks, and each season is just like here's the 4 block. Then we move into the next. There's 4 block. There's a break. Then we get in the rest of the blocks. Seasons are over. I think they just want it.
I got to figure with 15 episodes, it's easier to run the entire season without having to take such long breaks like Bob's is now.
I do think the breaks are part of the discussion as well, because I think between the showrunners, I think they don't like it that much. Because I mean, it's like an example I would give is like Great North. They get 1 episode, then they take like a month break. I think Crap had the same thing, and so did Grimsburg. And that's just a real rough start. Like, you build all this momentum, like, oh, new season starts. And it's like, no new episodes. And everyone's like, so why did I watch this one? You got to build off of that momentum, especially all the advertising and show they were doing for like, this is the new episode for the new season. It's like, but there's just 1 episode.
Yahoo, I definitely don't. We're not going to get close to 400, because if you're only doing 15 episodes a season, that's 30, 60. We're
Yeah.
not even at 300 yet. So
We should get 300
yeah,
next
which
season. But we still don't know the count for
yeah.
this season.
So my back of the napkin math says after this deal is over, the 4-season run is over, we're gonna be
Probably like
yeah
375,
another 2
80,
seasons away from 400.
2 seasons for
But there's
400.
no way they get to season 19 and don't push for a 20.
Yeah, I think you have to.
And I think Bob's is in a position to where like they can keep going. Like their Bob's, Family Guy, and The Simpsons can go on as long as the creatives want them to.
Yep.
They're not really in any position to worry about being canceled. American Dad kind of reinvigorated its IP as well, and they're kind of in a good boat too.
They really have, because like it went from a show that people are like, I don't really know what this is, I don't know if I want it, and then it gets canceled and it gets brought back on TBS, and TBS did quite a job syndicating it enough to showing a ton of episodes all the time that I think it caught on.
Mm-hmm.
And it has its following, which we've seen at Comic-Con, and they are passionate. And I think it's definitely caught on with another audience. So I think it's definitely reinvented itself a little bit and kind of separated itself from Family Guy and its tropes. And I think it's kind of doing its own thing now, which I think has definitely helped it.
I think the Great North would benefit from a similar route that American Dad took.
And I think they're trying to take it. I mean, just from what we've like when we talked to like Joel and other people, it's like we've tried to break it from the Bible of Bob's and really separate it and do its own things. And you've seen it a lot in this season, and the beginnings of like season 4 is really when it kind of started.
Yeah, the biggest issue, and we've heard this from multiple folks on the show, is they just need people to watch the show.
Yes.
It's easy to say, oh, I love the show, but if you're not actively watching it, then that reflects in the numbers. And then that gives the networks even more ammo to say, all right, then nobody's watching it, or we're canceling it. So, American Dad's not bad, Christine. I like it better than Family Guy myself.
Same. I do too. I like Stan. It's more character building, I'd say, on American Dad.
I also, in a reversal of everything I've ever said, I like the kids in American Dad. Like I like Steve.
I like Steve. Steve's great. He's like one of my favorite characters, and his friends. But again, I think that's good character building.
What sucks is now that they're back on Fox, they're not going to be able to be as blue as they were on TBS.
That's true.
Us fans are doing the best we can. No, I get that, and I think what folks need to realize is, like, the fandom is so small in the grand scheme of things that if we really want something to stay on the air, then we got to do we got to be watching the episodes. It's easy to talk about stuff like we do here, and everybody posts on their Instagram pages, but like networks don't look at that stuff. They look at the numbers.
They look at the numbers,
and all analytics.
And what people have told us too is like streaming it after the fact, like literally the first week it's released is huge.
Yep.
So get as many people to watch the episodes right after it's released as possible. If you can watch a day of, that's great. We usually can't because schedules are just too hard, but we always watch it literally the next day on Hulu. But after that, the numbers, it kind of is important if you like watch it and fall asleep to it, like Bob's and stuff like that. A lot of people do that. It does help in popularity because that's why like probably Bob's is the number 4 most streamed show or whatever. Is because of that. It doesn't hurt to rewatch like Your Great North. I've been doing it often, but it really is important to watch it the day of or the day after.
Another big thing, especially with streaming, because a lot of folks have advertisement free, like no commercial tiers. And it's hard to justify putting a show on and getting the advertisement money if people are buying the non-advertising tiers. So it's like, okay, well, where do we allocate our money now if we're not getting them via advertisements? So
that's usually when companies will look at like, how is it doing merchandising? They try to find offsets or other ways to like offset that money.
So, and unfortunately, we don't know all the ins and outs of how they count the numbers and how they look at all that, but that's just what we've been told, like surface level kind of thing. But yeah, the main thing that we can do as fans is watch the episodes and just kind of spread the good word, which we've all been doing. So
yeah, everybody's been doing it. We've seen its popularity go up. I just looked at IMDb. It shot up 171 slots on shows that people are looking at and Googling and watching. That's huge. It's almost going to break into the top like 1,000 shows that people are looking at and watching and things like that, just in general, including movies. So it's never been that high.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't even know what Bob's is at right now. Yeah. Just as a comparison. So give me a second. I'll check that out and see where it's at.
And a lot of folks like to say, and we're guilty of it too, like Crapopolis, Grimsburg, Universal Base Guys, not as good as the Great North. But unfortunately, those are all shows owned by 20th Century. So they're the ones going to get the push. They're the ones going to get the most money backed into them. At least that is our perception as to how that happens.
So like as an idea, like Bob's Burgers popularity on IMDb is up 35 slots from comparative last time they checked it. It's about 269 right now.
Nice.
So like if we look at, like I said, the Great North I think was at 1078. I'm curious what Crapopolis is at too, just to see where that's at. So comparative, like Crapopolis is at 774. It went up 239 slots. So people are really looking at it right now.
Yeah.
But then if we look at Grimsburg, which is our last one, we'll see where this one's at. Grimsburg. If we look at IMDb's ratings, does it break? It is down 145 slots, and it's at 1595.
So, yeah, like I said, usually people say like you speak with your wallet. When it comes to shows, you speak with your viewership.
Yep,
you just
hours and time you watch it.
Even if you just press and play, and just letting it play in the background, just do that. Everybody looks at those numbers, so it goes a long way. Even though you think, oh, my little episode watching isn't going to help, it's helping. Trust.
It does help.
Trust. But yeah, it's really exciting. Four more seasons, 15 episodes. Now, a lot of folks are like worried, like 15 episodes, why so little? When you really think about it, the last 2 seasons, we've only been getting like 16 to 17 episodes. So it ain't really different from what we've been getting the last couple seasons anyways. This allows them to like show all the episodes they produce, as opposed to like letting episodes carry over for a season or just not airing. It allows them to get a little more creative with the scheduling of other shows, knowing that, hey, we have a firm 15 here.
I also think it gives the shows a little bit like more time to flex. It gives them a little bit more time, because like just talking to people, just even like before the strikes happened, there was like a push to like get as much done as possible and quickly as possible, just because the strike was looming. Now that we're out of the strike, I think it's also like we weren't writing during the strike. We weren't animating during the strike. So now it's like there's a bunch of scripts and ideas, but like they weren't fleshed out. They weren't worked on. Jokes weren't perfected and things like that. So we're kind of at we need to catch up again. 15 episodes, I think, gives you a 7-episode, 6-episode wiggle room that you not be there.
Yeah.
So they have more time to fix things in post, which I'm sure Aaron and other people will love. So it just I think it makes the shows a little more polished too.
Yeah. And like I was saying, like it gives you a firm numbers, like, okay, we have guaranteed 15. Guaranteed. Things can always happen, but we have 15 episodes. We don't have to worry about making 22 and only seeing 15. So they can allocate their time and their dedication and their concentration to just those 15 and making them the best they can. So personally, I'm fine with just getting 15 episodes a season. I think we've been spoiled with 20 plus.
We really have.
Yeah. And I heard a lot of folks complaining like, oh, we're only getting 15 and la da da da. It's like, would you rather get 15 or no shows at all?
And I mean, guys, season 2 of Bob's, it was short.
It was 9 episodes.
Yeah, people love it.
Some of you are too young to remember that.
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron. Oh, hoping for more writing time. There you go.
Yeah. I think it just gives more time to flesh out scripts, really break up if like A and B plots are really A and B plots, or do we want to like make one more fleshed into more of like a B into an A, like really have more time to dive into scripts.
I always feel weird talking about like our own perception on what's going on behind the scenes or like all this when like if Aaron's in the chat.
Yeah, I know. It does
Aaron's
feel
like, "You're wrong, Mike. This is what's going on. Stop
Shut
talking out of your
up.
ass."
That's wrong.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. But yeah,
Thank you, RVA. That is literally the message we've been sending people. It's like, it's better than none, guys.
yeah. Would you rather have none? Because that's what you're gonna get. That's what
Or
you're
just
gonna get.
really long breaks.
Yeah, you want that? Because that's how you get ants. Season 40, 62, and 9, season 1.
Was that an Archer thing? That's how you get ants?
That's how you get ants.
That is how you get them, Lana.
Yeah, the folks complaining about 15 don't remember season 2 having 9 or like the shortened season. So it's fine. Everybody calm down. You're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be good.
Every show nowadays in the world of streaming goes 8 to 12 at best. Yeah, the 22 is like 15 is still considered a full network season. So
a lot of shows don't get, I mean, Yahoo's right. A lot of the shows that we get on Netflix, Hulu, like, are shorter. Blue-Eyed Samurai, Arcane, all those shows are shorter.
Yeah, but they're not
like
good.
8 or 6 episodes sometimes.
Yeah, but they're not good.
You just poking at people now.
I haven't seen it either. I could be wrong.
They're good, but it's more just, let's be thankful for what we got. I'm excited to see what we get next season. We get 300 episodes. I mean, there's lots of good stuff that's coming our way. So why hackle?
Yeah,
this is good news.
Sit back and enjoy the ride,
not
baby.
Much of it, so just take it.
And we get Bob's back for the remainder of season 15 next month.
We do.
So sit down, calm down. The world's already hard enough. Don't make it any harder on yourself.
Agreed.
Did you guys like Disenchantment on Netflix? No.
I was like, out of the 3 Matt shows, it is my least.
I will say this. I didn't like Disenchantment, and I'm not a huge Futurama fan, only because I'm such a big Simpsons fan.
For me, it's like Simpsons and Futurama are very similar and very close. But if I had to pick, it's going to be Simpsons. Futurama is like right there underneath it. And Disenchantment like looks great, and on paper it has everything going for it. It's just, I just didn't like it. I just didn't like the story or the vibe that much. Yeah.
I agree. I've been following The Pit. I heard The Pit's good over on HBO or Max.
Show. Max, sorry. It's a good show.
Speaking of Max, Common Side Effects got renewed for a season 2, which is fantastic. If you have Max and you haven't seen Common Side Effects, go watch it. It has the voice of Bethany, is one of the DEA agents. Might take some Arcane and Blue Eye Samurai are good shows. Well, if Cello says it is, then is it?
They are.
They made Comic Book Guy get Ozempic. Like, you got to figure out what to do. It's after 40 seasons. It's like the difference between like a Simpsons and like, let's say, a South Park. South Park can stay relevant because like they push episodes out so fast.
Yeah, 7
and
days.
They stay on top of things. If they stick to their 7-day thing that they did like decades ago. The Simpsons, I mean, they're essentially just rewriting older episodes. Like they rewrote Homer and Marge's origin story. But I'll still give The Simpsons a time of day any day. So,
yep.
Any more news to share?
Let's see. Pride stuff should be coming soon. We don't have any designs yet, but that should be coming soon. So once we get it, we will show it.
I think we did get a preview of the burger of the day.
I think so.
Just fun. But no designs yet.
Yeah. And if you follow Simon on Instagram, he did hint that he's working on a new fun little animation thing. He showed a little doodle, but nothing since then. And you know, when he can do them, he'll do them, but he's always a busy guy.
Yeah, he's busy making those episodes that you guys are complaining about. Stop complaining.
Yeah.
Stop complaining.
And then as soon as Todd's up for it, we will have him on to do Todd's Corner just to go over the new merch and stuff right before San Diego stuff. So once that's ready, we'll show you that stuff too.
Talking about a busy guy, that guy stays working.
Yeah.
God bless him. But we got new episodes of The Great North in Crapopolis.
We sure did. Not
Not
Christine.
tonight, Christine.
He had a very busy weekend.
Yeah, he just got done hiking or running 100 miles.
Yeah.
Whew.
So we told him to rest his will feet.
Yeah. But he keeps every week. He keeps apologizing, saying, "I'd love to come on, guys. It's scheduling." So don't worry, Todd will come on, and he will make it worth all our whiles.
He will show off all the things. He'll be like, "Oh, look what just happened to be here. Oh, this thing. Huh? I have it." It's like,
yeah.
All right. So Crapopolis. This is
Yes.
episode 17 of season 2. We have one eye, one heart. She's Stoop. The legendary hero Hector and his grand fighting show comes to town, and Deliria signs Stoop up to fight, or rather to perform. And Ty discovers a new branch of his family tree, the Sicilian one.
The Sicilian side. I really enjoyed this episode. This is essentially a wrestling episode.
Mm-hmm. It's totally making fun of the WWE.
Yeah, so hopefully Abby got a chance to see this episode. The B plot of the family was fun. It's fine.
Yeah, I think it did enough of a jab and enough poking to be funny. It felt a little Sopranos, making like, you look at who's here. Oh, the kids. Oh, there are other kids. Oh, there's more in the kitchen. Like, there's just always more kids in the house, no matter what. And seeing like, this is great, and then finding out like, yeah, but when they fight, they're not great.
Yeah, which is weird because the other family came in were cousins. But Ty is a cousin, so at what point does a cousin become an enemy? I mean, obviously they thought something about this other set of cousins, but they were quick to accept Ty.
I thought there was going to be something with that, though, now that you bring that up, because Schlub brings it up. He's like, they may or may not be mad at me. I thought we were going to get something where they were going to be really nice to them, then all of a sudden be like, they're the side of the family that did this, this, and that.
Yeah.
Or just be like, oh, look, the king's here, everybody. Let's all bow down to the king. But no, they didn't go for that.
They didn't play that out at all. It was essentially a throwaway line. But the main plot line, I really liked. I love the running joke, pun intended, of the runner.
Yes, they literally ran that to the ground, and I loved that they did it.
And we all know it's such a true stereotype. Runners love to tell you that they run, and they love to tell you how far they've ran and how it's such a lifestyle and how they're healthier than you are.
That line got thrown out there so many times. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Have fun with your heart disease. Oh, no. JB's got to figure out how to get himself back. I cannot teach a man to fish. We all know the saying. Teach a man to fish, and he'll never be hungry, whatever. Feed a man a fish, he'll starve to death. JB's got to learn how not to starve. You'll figure it out. I'm watching him now on his blacked out camera. If you need me to put you on, wave your hand. Oh, you're going to die. This world's going to eat you alive.
Yeah.
There. Your cousin becomes your enemy when they tell you you're pushing 30 and aren't married and going to be an old maid. Well,
that's
Christine,
rude.
You could be like me and just never talk to your cousins long before your 30s.
Yeah, that's just being rude.
No. Yeah. Cousins are the worst. Or at least mine are. I don't talk to them.
I enjoyed, as much as we just told everyone that Todd did a 100-mile race, he didn't do the whole runner vibe, but he's more into doing other things on top of that. Todd's
an outdoorsy guy.
Yeah. So this suits him well.
Yeah.
But these are the people that buy several pairs of the same shoe, constantly talking about getting their that runner stuff and having the when Linda got all those little bottles and had the little harnesses and
runner's high.
Or they're the chafing's part of the fun. It's is it part of the fun? Is it?
It was when you asked, when does your cousin become your enemy? Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I was like, who are you talking about? Yeah. Cousins are the worst, though. Unless you like your cousins, then not you, Christine. Obviously, we don't. Fuck your cousins.
Rude cousins.
Yeah, rude cousins. We're Team Christine over here. But yeah, runners are the worst too. Anybody whose whole personality is a healthy lifestyle, then they're the worst.
I usually find that they're not actually healthy.
No, they're the ones who die from a heart attack. So
Well, they usually have other vices to make this work.
heroin.
There's that. There's also the like being addicted to it and can't stop. So it's just like they
To
can't
heroin?
working out because they're an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah. But Crapopolis was fun. Really liked the WWF aspect. I'm not calling it the other one. I don't know by that. I will not recognize it. The WWF aspect of it all. How Stupendous kind of came around to being a wrestler of sorts and not just a fighter. And
because it was cool to get the praise.
It was cool to get the praise. She had her fun little punchline. She was working with her her idol. Yeah, not today. Yeah. But yeah, all in all, I thought it was a solid, fun episode. Probably one of my favorite Grey North episodes or Crapopolis episodes. Yeah,
I agree. This was a lot of fun. I agree with you too. I won't call it the WWE just out of spite. Mm-hmm. I do enjoy that Rocco. If you remember Rocco's Modern Life, he was like the WWF match. Just like, yeah, back in the day, we just made fun of that. But whatevs. It was fun. I enjoyed this. It was an episode that like a lot of people be like, oh, this just felt like a throwaway. I would argue it was actually well thought out and well written.
Yeah,
it didn't have to be a huge plot. It just actually worked well just doing what it did.
It could just be a fun episode. And that's what this was.
Yeah, it didn't have to be like they made little jabs at like the marathon runner and like, oh, look at Greece. This guy ran from Rome all the way here. And he's like, what's your favorite run? What's your favorite marathon to do? And it's just they made their little joke about that, the historical piece. Mm-hmm. At the end, they're like, this was literally just a thing taken from like Homer's Odyssey. Mm-hmm. So they like made jabs at like where this comes from. But it was just a fun episode.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything super serious. It didn't have to be.
Yeah. Also, this has nothing to do with anything, but shout out Atlanta Panda Fest.
Aww.
I went to Atlanta this past weekend, and I'll be going back in 3 weeks. I'm doing so. I got another concert to go to and probably a burlesque festival, which would be fun. And then this weekend, I'm going to Orlando.
What's in Orlando this time?
I got friends moving, so we're going to go see them before they move.
They leaving the state?
Yeah, they're going to Texas.
Oh.
They got a family over there, and they're in a position to move, so I think they're taking that chance. But yeah, what about the Great North?
The Great North. This is episode 8, Ghouls Rush in Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Wolf and Honeybee's spooky new business is put to the test by an influential travel reviewer. I dug this episode quite a bit. It's written by Emily Heller, directed by Amy, who, if you're part of our Patreon, she was cool enough to do an interview with Mike. And
she didn't get too much into the episode because it hadn't aired yet. And we were supposed to release the interview before the episode aired. Schedulings. But yeah, she said she has about every 4th episode is one of her episodes.
Oh, wow.
And she was really excited about this one because she loves pirates. But I love this episode. I was a bit confused that all of a sudden they had a new business out of nowhere.
I mean, it's reminiscent of Sunset Sales.
Love when they turn Wolf and Moon up to 11. Yeah, and this is that episode.
They really pushed this. And they used dirt just enough. She didn't need to have a ton of lines. It was very well done.
She's had 2 episodes now where she calls somebody bitch.
Yeah,
I think that may be like her catchphrase.
I think it is. It's like, try again, bitch.
Yeah. Let's see. I love it. And Moon, that could have been such a terrible B plot, but they used it sparingly enough to where it was funny every time they cut back to him.
And I think that was it. It actually wasn't even, in my opinion, a complete B plot. It was literally just like a joke. It was a gag that they just kept going back to. And I think it worked well.
Also, the Tobins...
Then they connected it really well.
Yeah, the Tobins are notorious for getting hit by cars.
I think that is a new running gag as well.
Or Wolf and Moon are, at least. And
I love that Moon just rolled over and went...
I wish... I wish the second person who would hit who hit Moon would have been the same lady that hit Wolf.
We'll be like,
A
oh my
couple
god, I
episodes
hit
back.
another Tobin.
Yes, that would have been hilarious and a
Or
fun
if
little
she just
callback.
is like pulled out of her glove box a bingo card. She's like, another damn Tobin.
Got him. Got him.
I almost wanted Moon though not to get hit and roll, but literally like just jump on top of the car because of all the adrenaline, be like, "Ah!" and just like run away and be like, oh my god, like what the hell was that? Because he just runs into the woods in his Moon costume, like.
Yeah, like I said, I was a little surprised that they had a brand new business, which obviously this is probably just going to be a one-off kind of thing. And I'm shocked that Beef was completely on board. Like usually he's just like, I'm a fisherman, da 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 da. So that threw me for a loop. Like all of a sudden we have a brand new business. It's an established business at that. So that was a little weird. And this did remind me of the Foodie Moody episode in Bob's.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think it was a little touch of Sunset Sales from season, I think it's 1.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then they put a little bit of Moody Foodie with the review critic guy.
Mm-hmm,
Similar vibe. This guy seemed a little bit nicer, but he's a little bit more critique-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Voiced by David Wayne, who we were actually cool enough to talk to as well. He was nice.
Yes. Really liked the slow descent of Wolf. Yeah.
Yes.
The highlight for me was when he said wink wink and then we winked each individual eye as opposed to like wink wink. He just went like, wink wink, and I thought that was hilarious.
I liked when he's like, we're on this thing. What are we on? Like a boat. He's like, yeah, the floaty wood thing. Yeah, you get it. You get it. And he's just like, he's not okay at all.
When he told Honeybee, like, we should get married.
You want to get our vows? You want to do that now? She's like, why don't you do this first? And then he's like, then we'll get married.
Yeah.
Cool.
Name the hottest gremlins or whatever it was.
That was like a gag that just kept going because he kept bringing it up over and over again. And I like that the critic was like, need to rewatch the Gremlins. Supposedly there's a hot gremlin.
There's a hot gremlin. Probably one of my favorite episodes of this season. It's only been 8 episodes, but easily, like, just the beginning seemed very, I mean, you use the word cinematic a lot, but it seemed very different from like a normal Great North episode. And then it kind of like slid back into its normal Great Northiness. But
let's make the pillow people kiss. I liked that too.
Yeah, the pillow people were fun.
But not too much.
Yeah, not too much. You touch your lips. Touch your lips.
And the end credits were fun too.
The end credits were great.
Mike's
we had
Ice is probably one of my favorites for this season, just because of how over the top ridiculous it was.
Yeah, we had Dulce and Will singing, so that's always fun when those two get to do that together. I mean, there are a couple they always do. So, but yeah, solid episode all around. Really enjoyed it. There were a couple things that happened that like the string on his finger. Like we eventually found out what it was, but that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple of weird little things that didn't really work, but the episode in general 100% worked. And we found the Yeti.
And we did see the Yeti this time.
Yes. For those of you not aware, last week's Yeti was supposed to be in the episode, but never made the final cut. So that was a error in editing, and there is no Yeti in last week's episode. But this week's episode there is.
Yes, we found him.
If you haven't seen it yet, go to our Instagram page and for the weekly Spot the Yeti.
And he really likes the dock.
He does. It's an easy place to put him, though.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of time on the boats, so it's really easy to put him like in the background of the dock. Which last week, even though there wasn't one, it was supposed to be in the woods, though. At least our understanding is the Yeti was.
Yeah, he's on the school playground equipment. He's swinging in the woods or in the background. Yeah. Good on him for having fun.
Yeah, sometimes you live a little. Unfortunately, I'll get to that in a second. But anything else Great North wise?
Again, this season's been phenomenal. So like from the team and everybody, it's been great. It's just really a solid show, and really hoping it gets its chance to either just at least get one more season to prove itself or whatever it needs. But I really think that it's done a lot, and it's been really good. Writing's been solid. Just the episodes feel really polished and well done. It's just
yeah. And again, the best you can do is watch the episodes.
Yes,
please do. Unfortunately, this week Sam is on vacation. If you were last week, you knew that, but Sam and the Lone Moose Minute will not be on tonight's episode. He did shoot us a message saying that he really enjoyed the episode and he can't wait to give us a twofer next week.
Double feature.
Next week, Sam will grace us with a twofer of this week's episode and next week's episode. But for now, he's on vacation.
Yes. So enjoy yourself, young Sam.
Yeah, then get back to work.
Sam Attenborough.
And you get back to work. Yeah, if there's nothing else, I do have a fun little game.
We could do that.
If you were here last week, JB ruined game time by being
too good.
What's the word I'm looking for? A killjoy. Not understanding building suspense.
Yeah.
So I have.
I didn't take a theater class. I'm sorry.
He didn't help the audience. He just answered right away. So this week,
I thought it was the whole point, but it wasn't.
No, guy.
No.
So this week, and if you have a guess, save it for a couple seconds.
Yes, sir.
Oy. So this week, what we're doing is I found a character in the Bob's Burgers universe.
Aaron, cough. What?
Cough. You get that looked at, friend. Get that looked at.
I'm curious why he's coughing.
What are you coughing about? Marlena. Oh, Marlena, you moving?
Thank you, RV. I was that good, but yes, I also didn't learn how to do suspense stuff. So
yeah, he needs to let the audience play.
Yeah. I don't know.
So what I did this week was I grabbed a character from the Bob's Burgers universe. It wasn't like a one-off, like, oh, the guy in episode 1, season 0 in the background of the credits. It's a character that we know. I have taken that character and I've pulled 4 different colors off this character's palette. So I will then show the square of just that color, and JB has to guess who the character is from. Oh, look at that. Hey. JB will then have to guess the character. Mike, you may want to reread your Insta messages with me.
What'd you do?
I don't know. I don't know what I said that I need to follow up in the messages.
As we both look. But yeah, I'll finish the game description. So Mike showed me the idea because it came from of course, Washington Nationals thing on their Instagram page. But he will show me 4 colors for the characters.
Okay, before we get to that,
and what we must
before we get to that, Cello kind of jumped the gun. We were gonna save it for after the game, Cello. But everybody, it is Cello's birthday today, and we wanted to wish you. We want to wish you a very happy birthday. We were gonna save it for after the game, but you ruined the surprise, Cello. Oh, was that this week?
Oh shit, Mike. What? I wasn't aware. Sorry, Aaron.
Aaron, you want to come on and talk Slug Horses? I knew we were gonna do that, but I didn't know it was this week.
Do we want to just make it next week so he has more time?
Aaron.
I feel bad. I don't want to make him have to just not get to talk about it because that is an amazing episode.
God, I go to Atlanta for 1 weekend and I completely forget where my head's at.
This is what happens when you take rave drugs.
Aaron, we will forfeit the game and we will talk. They slug horses, don't they?
Yeah. We will. But yes, happy birthday, Cello.
All the best to you and yours.
Be Be sure to eat cake. Just don't lick the icing like Linda would.
Oh, here I found I found
Oh my god.
the messages.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh, Aaron, we'll have an extra long episode tonight. We'll talk to you, bud.
Ba-dum-bum.
Oh,
I'm already trying to
shit.
think of who
Yeah,
Mike
that's
would
on
have
me.
picked to play the game.
We're going along tonight. We might. Let's see. I am sorry, Aaron. That's on me. I dropped the ball there.
I dropped the ball on the game last week, so if anything, Mike really botched this one up. So.
Let's see. Okay. All right. I'll shoot you the link now. Copy link.
Oh, Marlena's birthday was on Friday. We have a lot
but I
of
didn't get a
birthdays
message about Marlena's birthday. Marlena, you failed to send me a message. Toasty, you failed to send me a message about Marlena's birthday. You dropped the ball. I didn't do that. That's on you.
If anything, it's probably worse than when I ruined.
There you go. A lot of people are messing up. Worse than I did.
Yeah. No, yeah, probably like way worse than like what I did.
Yeah.
Last week.
Toasty.
Yeah. Let's just forget.
Clean slate, everybody.
Let's just remember I was really smart, and that.
And you know what? I'm going to get ahead of the curve here. My birthday is in 6 days, so there you go, everybody. I told you early. I'm old. I'll be 40.
Old. Happy birthday.
You didn't know you were supposed to. How else were we going to tell you happy birthday unless we knew? Aaron sent you the link.
I'm here, he says.
Yeah. Oh no. Not in the stream yet.
I'm here.
Oh.
Yo.
Aaron, JB dropped the ball on this one.
Yeah. Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Nice.
If anything, just blame my secretary. He's not really good.
I was like, I know we were gonna have him on, but then time got away from me. I was like, what the hell day was it? And yes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
First, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Happy to be employed for 4 more years.
I hear that, bud. And we are happy that you are employed for 4 more years. How actually speaking on that, how or when did you hear along with all of us, or did you know a while back?
Oh, I knew a while back.
Okay. Apparently the deal got struck like last year.
Did you know it was 4
Yeah.
or did you
I knew
it
was 4.
And you didn't tell us?
We always thought
Lauren made us promise not to tell anyone.
Specifically not us.
And when Lauren asks, I obey.
It's fun that you say asks. And not just don't tell him.
Well, if anything, that's just is just a thing for Lauren. It's like it's more of him asking. He's not. He's too nice.
I don't know if he asked or if he told. Either way, when he said, "Don't say anything till Fox does," then
I feel like
okay.
he's too nice human. Like, it's probably just like he's just like suggesting I don't do that.
Where am I hearing feedback from?
Oh, are you hearing a repeat? Like an echo? It might be on my end.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a sec.
Sure. Let's see. I love all the fiery Aries energy. We're not doing that, Marlena. We're not doing Aries nonsense.
I'm an Aries. You're welcome. No, good nonsense.
Actually, since it's my birthday, Mike, you should say 3 good, nice things about Game of Thrones. I've never seen enough.
Is that any better?
A little, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my lord.
Cool.
We will work through it.
Is it still bad? I can switch
little.
to the headphones.
Cello, I'll say 3 nice things. It's done, it's over with, and it's no longer a thing.
You should just finish the book
Read a book.
and stop.
Those all back there are for show.
Hello.
Hello. Testing.
Is it still bad?
Testing. Better.
Better?
Better.
Oh, man.
A little better.
Ooh.
It's weird crunching noise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there, can I change my audio settings on this?
Usually I've never
Mike?
used the app, but I know there should be on the bottom where you can choose your camera options. There should be one for your microphone as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Video settings? No. Here. Let me join in one more time with my headphones.
Yeah. And just because you don't like astrology doesn't mean we can't. That's exactly what it means.
He's just telling you, just don't be star racist.
Birthday racist.
Excuse me.
As a Libra, I love all these. No, we're not doing that. JZG's, knock it off. We're not doing that.
I think the only outfit I could wear to this rave is probably my one-eyed snakes jacket without a shirt. And I
don't wear jeans and a t-shirt.
That. Yeah, I feel like.
Is this any better?
Much better.
Oh, okay, good. Sweet.
I don't know what
much better.
I was just playing it through my phone, and so I switched to my headphones.
Oh, fair enough.
So. As a feedback, this was a hairy question. We should have do some trouble.
All right.
Hey, so yeah, we got to chatting over on my IG. They slug horses, don't they? And we're gonna have you on for a future episode that we can't discuss just yet.
Nope.
In depth about this one.
Lauren asked.
Yes, Lauren asked very. He pleaded very meekly and and humbly.
Not to JB and Mike. They're too powerful.
Yeah, his ukulele is like, please don't talk about this episode. And I was like, yes.
But yeah, I said it. I did say that. I mean, I if you did want to talk about an episode, I had a lot to talk about with slug horses.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. That was a cool. Well, the thing was that was the first episode for me that they asked me to anim direct the sorry card sequences.
Mm-hmm.
So, and which was awesome because it was in a totally different style.
Yeah.
And on top of that, those sequences were completely done from scratch in-house,
mm-hmm.
which is something we rarely ever do. And on top of that, which was cool, was that they dedicated the downtime to that. So it kind of kept our anim team employed for, I think they were supposed to be in like a 4-week hiatus or something, but that bumped it down to like a 2-week hiatus, which was really nice for everybody.
Now, when you say those were done by scratch, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how the episodes are usually done is that everything's done in boards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they send it overseas, and they do all the animation overseas, and then it comes back to me. And
oh, you guys did
yeah. And so that comes back to me, and then we mostly, for the most part, we just do edits and fixes, and getting the audio synced up to the new dialogue and stuff. Yeah, a lot of polishing. Yeah. But yeah, this section was all done in-house, from scratch. We did follow. I mean, of course, we followed the boards, and the board artist. I'm sure you can figure out on the credits, but there's a board artist that did, I'd say, the bulk of the boards for the sorry card sequences, and they were like practically animated for us already in story, which was super helpful for me. And the animators, they followed the boards really well, and they plussed it where it needed to be plussing and smoothed it out where it needed smoothing, and they just did an amazing job. Yeah, and then on top of, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that the entire episode was great, but it really sticks out to me is the final bit where they're in the spaceships and they're going towards each other, and of course you have that incredible song by Nora Smith, which still
she always can just do those end credits.
Oh, that's such a fun story too, because, well, for me, that's like that's like my huge ego stroke, because I boarded the end, because we usually do end credits in-house anyway. But they told me, they're like, well, we don't quite know what we want for the end credits, but Nora said like, maybe just like kind of the Rockets sort of dancing with each other or something, and I don't know, just come up with something. So I boarded, and so I started boarding the end credits, and I think I went to the bathroom, and it just hit me. It hit me in the bathroom where I was like, oh, we need to like bring it back to the kitchen, like sync it into the standard kitchen thing. And because there's Tina and Louise, and they're right next to each other in the kitchen every single episode. At the end they're right next to each other, and I was like, man, we got to bring it back to that. And so I did the whole transition of the Rockets. I had them kind of crumbling away, but then they just liked having the doors open and the Rockets kind of falling away. But yeah, just the whole thing of the camera kind of coming spinning around and then pulling back to the old kitchen and fading in the old kitchen.
Did you have the final edit of the song and then worked off like what the song was about? And
well, that's such a cool, that's another cool story.
Because it seems so good in sequence. It like works so well.
Oh yeah. I would definitely synced it to the music. They did. That's a nice thing about working on the end credits for Bob's, is that they usually have at least a click track to do the end credits to. But this one, they had a very, a more simple version of the song, but it was still Nora singing, and it was great, because everyone, we all watched, and Nora and Lauren, everyone was like, they loved the transition back to the old kitchen. That was the big thing that everyone really loved, and I was like, yes, because I really wanted that. Yeah. And I mean, they liked all the Rocket stuff too, but that was kind of, that when it was like that, when that was what they pitched, that was like, they're like, yeah, okay, cool, yeah, that's exactly what we want. But when I introduced that, bringing it back to the kitchen, they're like, oh, that's so cool. And I was like, I was so happy, because I really wanted that in there.
Yeah, so, you kind of go from the story within the cards being told and the feelings of all that to back down to the real world of Bob's Burgers. Yeah, and, like, it's no longer told like sorry between cards, but now it's sorry between sisters. And makes it real, as opposed to just like, oh, we're hearing a story about an apology, and now we're actually seeing that these sisters come back together. And and to me, it was like, I don't know. I mean, for me, it was always like connecting it to that little moment that it's like, okay, yeah, Tina and Louise are always next to each other, and it kind of adds, to me, it adds a little something extra. Like after you see that episode and you see Tina and Louise next to each other in the kitchen again, you're like, yeah, there's a little more to it than just washing dishes, and
it's even like the idea of like, no matter what they argue about or what their differences are, they
exactly, yeah. That's kind of what, for me personally, that's how it kind of touches me. So but and it was great just to see the feedback on it too, where everyone, when anyone commented on like, oh, look, that transition back to the kitchen, I was like, oh, sweet. I was so happy that it worked out, and everyone like reacted to it the way I was hoping they would. But going back to the music, Nora did, and that's how it usually works, is that Nora, well, someone will do like a temp voice for the song. Those temp singing, and what's awesome, I think it's absolutely amazing, and I bet there's probably some moments in some episodes where they did use the audio director's voice, because the audio directors, or I'm sorry, the music directors will sometimes do the temp voices to the songs.
Oh wow!
And yeah, and it's Pat Dacey and his brother Tim.
Yeah,
I don't know. Are they brothers?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Brothers.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I was assuming they were, because there is that like
the
little
last name thing.
Well, the last name thing, but I don't want to assume, but even like they both have this very quiet kind of way that they speak, and but when they sing, they'll sing like when they'll do the temp vocals to some of the end songs. When they sing, the first time I heard them, I was like, is that Rudy singing? And everyone laughed. And I was like, oh no, that's the temp audio to that's the music director singing. And it's like, I absolutely love it, because it just sounds, I mean, I hope they don't take it personally or anything, but it just sounds like Rudy singing, and it's so much fun hearing Rudy singing some funny song,
That's wild to hear, because we're so used to hearing, like, when we hear like scratch tracks as far as like normal dialogue, we'll hear Nora, or we'll hear Lauren. So to hear that sometimes they get scratch tracked, is pretty fun to hear, actually.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's so much fun. But anyway, Nora did the temp audio to that song, and I was like, this is great. This is so good. And I did my boards to it, and it was moving its way through the pipeline and everything, and it got close to where we were getting close to wrapping the episode, and Nora was reviewing the end credits with us, and she's like, who are we going to get to sing the song? And and I was like, well, I love the way you sing it. And everyone was like, dude, we have to keep these vocals here. Your vocals are so good. Yeah. And she's like, nah. She's like, and she wanted to even change the lyrics and stuff, because she was like, this was written to, this was kind of written in more of a personal thing, like, because I don't know if like her and her family did some sort of space kind of thing, as kids or something. And she's like, and I was like, I begged her. I was like, please don't change a thing. It is so good. I don't want to change anything. And I think even Tony and Bernard were both like, let's keep it. It's, let's not fix something that's not broken,
No.
And, and it ended up that's how we ended up doing it, which I'm so again.
That seems like Nora too. Nora's very much like very humble. Like when the Amelia song, like people love it, and they were like, "Was there a full version of that coming?" And hopefully, it will over the music when it comes out with the
definitely.
vinyl. But she's got a great voice, and like she seems like she doesn't want credit. She's like just in the background. Like,
I know.
It's wild. I couldn't, like, obviously you could go get like Celine Dion to sing the song and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like Nora has this very sincere, very makes a song personal. Obviously it's her song, she wrote it. But it seems like it's like the best way I can describe it is somebody who's singing a heartfelt song, but they don't want anybody to hear it. So
exactly.
Like muted and like undertone, but it carries so much emotional such an emotional punch to it. And it's like nobody else could do it the way she did it.
Oh no. And I think it has this kind of connection to, Tina and Louise as little kids that are, it's not that I want to say it's a little kid, way that she sings, but it is a more raw kind of non-professional. It is like if, a kid would start recording themselves singing, and it to me, I feel like that's way more fitting for Tina and Louise, which I think fits for Amelia as well. It's such a Louise centric episode that it feels like, that kind of more, I don't want to say raw, but
singing.
it's
just
it
very
feels
playful, very just like wholesome. It's not like
it's
not this super, like when my brother likes leaning on like the polished or whatever. It's like this is very
unpolished.
natural.
That's what works for me. Is just that it's not polished.
It's like an open mic, like someone just showed up and was like, I can sing this, and they just do it. I hope you like it, and like just leave, and that's it.
And to me, it's like it just is more fitting for a kid. They just they don't polish their work. They're like, this is my song, here it is, and
it's
and you're like, oh, it's awesome.
It definitely sounds like siblings singing to each other.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So
definitely,
that definitely ranks up there with not only one of the best end credit scenes, courtesy of yourself. But one of the best songs in the run of the series. So putting the two together.
Oh yeah, it was so much fun. It was one of those things where everything just fell.
And the
surprisingly into place.
And the animation style for the whole thing gave me the Central Park vibe, the hand drawn. It was such a cool, like, oh, we're going back to this. I love when they kind of do that every now and then.
Oh yeah, it was great, and I mean, there's a lot. Oh my God! Again, a lot of work from the tech department to get that done. It was like, it was a very, since it was such a foreign process to us, we had to approach everything in a different way, and we were using different pencils or like different pen tools that we didn't really use, and then this is another funny story, is that one of our animators, I'm left-handed too, but one of our animators is left-handed, and so he got the honor to color all of Tina's shots. His name's Jeff, and he because Tina's left-handed, so we were like, well, Jeff's gonna color all of Tina's shots, and so we made sure, that was the whole thing, was that because left-handed, your lines are going to be
in a very different way.
Exactly, and so and I know that we were like, well, why don't we could give a couple because there's a lot of coloring to do, and only one left-handed animator, and but yeah, and then on top of that, oh my God, there's an episode
for all of you. Tina is left-handed, guys.
Yeah,
not many people bring it up, but she is lefty.
Tina is a lefty. Yep, we always make sure she's whenever she's swinging a sword or doing anything, it's always make sure it's with her left hand. But but that was just that was another level of like authenticity they really, really wanted, and it was it was kind of a bittersweet thing to me. Jeff might think otherwise, but Jeff, he's a really great animator, and he's one of those animators that loves to go and do some wacky kind of animation. Like I always try to feed him like any like high action kind of crazy kind of animation. I always like giving those to Jeff because he takes those and he loves those shots. And
taking him under your wing, Aaron, for those.
I no more than the other animators. Any of the other animators, I try not to play favorites.
It was literally labeled an Aaron shot.
Yeah, like, that's an Aaron shot. Yeah.
When those things would happen, we're like, oh, that's an Aaron.
Oh yeah. Well, honestly, now a lot of things I will do rough animation just in storyboard form, and I'll hand those off to some of the animators, and they just knock them out of the park. But yeah, every now and then I'm still getting some shots in there, some of my own shots in there. In fact, I got to do a whole Teddy end credit sequence. Actually, me and Chris Bourne worked on it. Chris kind of set up the keys for me.
Really?
But yeah, I did a whole Teddy.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah. It was a lot of work, but it was fun.
confirm. I mean, I know you won't, but is there any singing by chance? We just like Larry Murphy singing, so any opportunity.
Oh God, yeah, definitely.
We'll look forward.
I mean,
I don't want you to get in trouble.
It's a Teddy end credit sequence. You do the math.
There's never not a song in an end credits.
Exactly.
Never ever.
So with an episode like They Slug Horses, Don't They? It's different from a normal Bob's episode because we get a lot of backstory. We get a lot of backstory with Linda and
There's
Gail.
so many good ones too.
We get backstory on Tina and Louise as babies. Were you able to work on any of that?
A little bit, just our standard, what we usually do. You know, just fixing.
Also done before or no?
The what?
Did were the children Belchers? Is there models already drawn?
Oh yeah,
Bernard. Okay, so they already exist.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. That was all. That was all standard. Huh?
I was like, that could be a hard thing to do if those didn't exist, and be everyone going at each other about how they should look or not.
I'm sure they did. I mean, again, when it lands on my plate, it's all that stuff's already worked out. And I know there have been times where Tony was like, "Oh my God, it took forever for us to figure out that incidental character's hairstyle," and all. So I'll get little snippets of some of the headaches they had to go through to get to finalize anything. But yeah, I'm certain that there was a whole pass, or series of passes that was getting, the Belchers, all the new Belcher designs. And I know that even there's, I don't know if it's just a group effort, but, or if there's just certain people who just know, but there's always stuff okay, so this is Bob and, this is Bob and Linda when Louise was a baby, so we need to make sure that this is on the wall and that we don't have this yet, and that they're very consistent.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
the portrait wouldn't be there.
Yeah. So they're I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's a group effort or if it's just there's a handful of people who just know what to do or what not to do. But I mean, one big thing that we're really focusing on now is making sure that every episode after where Louise puts the money on her wall, for the when she went under the wharf and got the jade.
Posted this today in
the jade jellyfish.
It's amazing that they have the money that she got from Mr. Fisher, the reward for the jade.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Because he's it's still in the background. He's they kept it.
Yep. That's one thing we're always making sure. Whenever we're in Louise's room, it's is that money on the wall? Okay, cool.
So it's the new shark bite on the ice cream machine.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
New Bob's tattoo. It's okay, that's cool.
Oh yeah. Yep. So yeah, I mean there are times where we were oh crap, we didn't do this or we forgot to change that, but it seems like everyone's pretty on the Tony. I work with Tony the most, and he's just really on the mark. Oh crap, we didn't put the money on the wall. We gotta put the money on the wall. So
is Brian Wiley still considered the show Bible for continuity?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. That's I'd probably know if I was in studio, but since I'm remote, I don't.
That would just be hysterical if literally Tony gets a little Teams message or whatever you guys it's just the money. It's the money, damn it. It's
dang
Brian.
It, and you notice too, I think in that one that Louise removed one of those dollars.
I did not notice.
The wall. Yeah. There's only 3 where originally there was 4, right? I think she had 4.
I think so.
Yeah, and she took one down.
Where did the dollar go, or is that something we learn later? You have to write it in.
I don't know yet. So
someone's got to write it in.
Yeah. So maybe.
Otherwise, we'll be the ones to say, excuse me, actually, missing $1. Have you noticed?
I think it was it's supposed to be just one of those things that it was just cute that at the moment she was like precious with the money, but it's like, I could use
As
this.
time goes on,
You know?
she's like, yeah.
Eventually, those dollars are all going to go away. She's going to need something.
So yeah, but so yeah, the other cool thing about Slug Horses, getting back to that, was that was the episode that they flew me out to California. It's to first time I met everyone in person. Yeah, so they flew me out there for a week to work on Slug Horses with them, and yeah, first time I met Lauren, first time I met Nora, Bernard, Tony. It was such a cool time, and then it was great getting to work with them in person too, just because because I'm such a fan of the show that it's like I'll laugh out loud. I'll laugh out loud when a shot comes in, and the animators don't get to experience that, you know. So when I was there and a funny shot would come in, I just start laughing out loud, or I go, "Oh no!" I'd scream. I would, because I do it here. I'd scream, "Oh sweet, that's awesome!" And the animators are, like getting scared. Because, I don't know. I guess they're more just, quiet and sticking to themselves, and then here I am just screaming and laughing the whole time. And
they see it all the time.
Yeah.
Well, they did say that. They're like, "Oh man, it's kind of nice to have, like, Aaron actually hearing Aaron enjoy the shots that are coming through."
They're just gonna like bring you in over Zoom at this point. You need Aaron's responses from the back of the room.
Well, I always try to tell them, like, if a shot really works for me, I'll slack them and say, "Oh my god, that shot was so good! Oh, thank you so much."
Was there a particular reason why they brought you out for that episode, as opposed, because obviously you're on the East Coast?
Yeah. Well, I think it was mostly because, well, for one, that was when they started switching from fully remote to hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
So they were starting to bring in they were starting to, tell the animators to start coming in to the studio, and I think they brought me in also just as kind of a solidarity thing to,
nice.
Just so that we're all there together, and and but it was because that was my first. I'm assuming too it was also because that was my first, like, fully directing anything on Bob's, because before then I was a retake director, but I would mostly just storyboard out the stuff that needed to be, that either the in-house people needed to reanimate, or I would storyboard out stuff that we would send overseas to be reanimated. Mm-hmm. But with this was where they kind of put full control, where they gave me full control to, like, approve and disapprove shots, and not disapprove, but I would send back if I had any notes to fix, for fixing, and so I've never had that kind of experience, but it was always something that I kind of wished I had, because I was part of the I was part of kind of the final approval process, mm-hmm. and there were a couple of times where it's like, oh man, I wish that I told, I had the chance to tell an animator, oh, you should fix this before we submit it. Mm-hmm. But now, well, that was the thing. That was the first time I got to do that, and I guess it worked out, because now I do that with all the episodes, where I get to, I'm like, I guess, fully anim directing each of the retake shots, and seems like it's working out. But yeah, I think it was like my test drive mm-hmm. on Slug Horses. But yeah, it was a really cool experience. And God, I could have sworn I had one more thing to say, but I'll think of it in a second.
Do you think that'll be a normal occurring thing? Like, you'll go over to LA a couple times a season and
I'd love to go back. I'd love to go back just to say hi to everybody. And I was hoping, they'd fly me out for that's what it was. It was the Annie Awards. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was hoping they'd fly me out for the Annie Awards. They did offer me a ticket, but I had to fly myself out, and yeah, and I couldn't at the time. And I'm glad I didn't now because I got a really bad cold during that weekend, and I would have been pretty cheesed if I had to if I flew myself out there and I couldn't go because I had a cold. But
You should have them get you a ticket to Comic-Con.
yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun, definitely.
Come hang out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I'm definitely following you guys on that.
Yes.
But it was just so cool too. Just to, I mean, I was hoping that we would get best adult animation just because I felt like that was the one we kind of had a chance because we weren't up against Arcane or but
Blue Eye Samurai and all the
yeah. Well, that was last year, man. We were up against Blue Eye Samurai, and I was like, okay, well. But
I feel like you guys can get it again this year, but then you're gonna have like Common Side Effects, which is definitely gonna get some kind of nomination.
Yeah. That's definitely. I mean, that show is so good. So
it is, and just got a season 2. Just got a season.
Oh, great! Fantastic.
Yeah.
I watched the first few episodes, and I gotta just like Blue Eye Samurai. I still haven't gotten around to watching the rest of it. But yeah. Oh, I know.
So we know, obviously, they slug horses, don't they? And we know you have other episodes coming this season. Is there any tidbits you could give? We're not trying to get nobody in trouble. Or any tease?
No, not. No, I can't. I wish I could. But I mean, you guys know the episodes that are, the names of the episodes. A lot of them. I mean, God, I showed you a drawing I did, Mike, and you called out what episode it was off the bat. I was like, how did you freaking know?
I was like, this looks like an X, Y, and Z. And you're like,
yeah. I was like, what? Because it's a totally new character.
Hey, when you don't have anything else going on in your life, you really gotta lean into something, and that's what I got.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But yeah, no, that looks fun.
Yeah, well, I do have some here. I'll tease this. This is gonna be for JB. Where is it?
He's so fun.
And I assume. Hey, Amy.
And this is gonna be for Mike. That's all you get.
Hey, I really think I know what that first one was from.
Well, it's not out yet.
No, it's not. But again, we know the episode titles.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What's that? What you tell me? What is it from?
That's from
the Arnold one.
Yeah, it's the Arnold episode.
Yeah, the Arnold one, obviously.
The protection agency one. Yeah.
Listen, yeah.
We get into the weeds on these things. We know what we're not supposed to know.
We do the deep dives.
I'm still working on this for Abby, but this is from an old episode that I actually worked on.
Oh no, she loves the wrestling. She'll love it.
Yeah.
She will love that so much.
Yeah. And I actually worked on that one while I was on TGN. I did the I boarded out the shots where Bob was going, all that stuff.
Speaking of TGN, Amy Steinberger is in the chat, director from this
episode.
Yeah,
great
job
North
on this episode.
The horror themed episode.
The Damn one's good too.
The Damn episode, yes.
Nice.
This has been great.
If you are a Patreon member, and I know Aaron is, we have Amy's episode interview up now on Patreon, and it'll be on regular YouTube in a week.
Sweet.
Oh, God. I'm stuck in my chair. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So that's all I got, man, for Slug Horses.
I mean,
they're so good. All the ones that are coming in are fantastic, and I'm really excited for people to start seeing them because, man, I talked to Mike about this. I'm actually getting a tattoo. My next tattoo is going to be from one of the upcoming episodes.
I still need to get my Bob's tattoo. I'm just torn on what to get.
Now we know production runs and episodes aired can differ vastly. Can you say how many episodes you guys worked on for the season? Like, we may not see
We're
all of them, of
still,
course.
yeah. I mean, I'm a little confused on how they're going to air them because, like, it was weird because, like, the end of, it felt like the end of last season was still like, I think like the beginning of this season we were showing episodes of the last season, but I don't know. It was a weird, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't want to commit to it because it's one of those things where it's like, you know, the way it's numbered on my end is like I'm assuming it's a full 22, but
Yeah.
they might split that into, 15
Yeah.
and then 15, 15 and then take those other
I mean, it's
episodes and
sometimes
move them
kind
into
of
the next
nice to
season.
already have 7 or 6 in your back pocket that you know are solid and
Yeah,
good, so you can
yeah.
focus on other ones. So I mean, it
Well,
would
that's the
make
thing
sense
I've
either
been.
way.
Well, that's what I was poking them for, was that, like, hey, maybe we could get a little extra time on an episode if we really need it. And they're like, nope. You have deadlines to meet, buddy.
15 episodes or not, get this done.
Yeah.
For those
So,
of you confused as to what we're talking about, last season they showed all of season 14, went on a break, and then 4 weeks before season 15 started, they then brought out these 4 random episodes
yeah.
to show as like a preview for season 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was very weird. The last couple of years have been very weird scheduling wise.
Well, the last episode of the previous season, for me, like the numbering wise, was the I'm sorry, the marshmallow episode, the Bob's.
Oh, the Seabird.
Yeah, the Seabird episode. That was that. Yeah, and I was like, oh man, that's such a great episode to end the season on. But
it
they
checked all
just
the boxes.
moved it
We're
around.
like, what do you do for a season-ending episode? And we're like, that one checked every box it needed to.
Oh yeah, and I actually boarded the end credit sequence for that while I was in the studio during my week stay over there. I did the rough boards for that.
So was that the originally planned finale for 14?
That was the last episode that we got scheduled for that.
Gotcha.
I was hoping it would be the closer for the season.
Sense.
Yeah. But either way, it's like, I'm just glad they put it out there. It's like, it would have been cool to end on that episode, but I'm just happy it's out there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully with the slowing down 15 episodes, hopefully things can kind of get a better understanding of what's happening. I mean, now that we have American Dad's back, so that's going to take up spots. So now we're trying to figure out what's happening with the other shows, Grimsburg, Gallipolis, Great North, of course. But I don't know. It's just, I
will say, like, this one episode, the episode I just started working on is like amazingly good out of the box. So I'm hoping, and it seems like a couple of the episodes that have been coming in lately, like they've really been like nailing it in pre-production, so that when it comes out of from overseas to us, it's like I don't have as much work to do, and so
but that frees you up for more things.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that it will actually at least give us a little elbow room to like maybe pick some shots and let like the whole anim team, like, instead of trying to, get 10 shots wrapped in a week, it's like, okay, well now you have 5 and let's make them really good,
And these are for these episodes that you're working on now. They're still for season 15, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
And maybe you can't answer this because it's too inside. Have you all begun at least rough production on season 16 yet?
Boarding or
yeah, yeah, I think so. I see the files, in the net on the network. So
So
So I mean, they're doing something.
what's your password, Aaron?
Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry, I'm sure it'll show up on our database here very shortly. So
Yeah.
it's
And I'm
so
assuming
good
it's okay to say it since they announced, the
Yeah.
four
I mean, we
season thing,
assumed
so.
because there was table reads happening that like things were
Yeah.
okay. It just hadn't been like officially announced.
Yeah. I don't know how scheduling works. It would definitely be like, God, a four from North to Worth episode, run to explain why they do what they do. But
we would be all for it, but
just bring everybody in. Bring in 20th
yeah,
century.
yeah,
bring everybody.
Yeah, get the scheduling executive from Fox as
And
your
we'll
next
just
guy.
we have the power of a mute button. You just like, yeah, I'm done hearing that.
Yeah.
I didn't like your answer.
If there was any kind of transparency on their end, the fans wouldn't be as up in arms as they usually are about things. But they obviously they're not going to answer to us. They don't have to.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, it's like they're coming. They're the episodes will be there. It's like you'll have to wait, but they will be there eventually, and they are looking great as always, and at least from my perspective.
It's I think that's what gets lost on a lot of us is the show's not over. It's in a break. Things have to happen in order for like other shows to be seen. So of course, Bob's is established enough to where it can go on a little break and still come back, and the fans will show up. So
yeah, definitely, and yeah, it's like I I wish I could like jump in and say like, you don't have to worry, they're coming. There's so many times where they're like, oh my God, is Bob canceled? And it's like, no, don't worry. It's coming.
That's the first thing whenever it was announced at 15 episodes, everyone was like 15. Oh, 15 is close to 0. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
No,
we're talking a lot of people off the ledge right now, but it's a good problem to have, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's like it feels like that's kind of what we've sort of been doing anyway. I mean, we haven't been delivering the full 22 for the last
about
like
2 or 3
at least 2 seasons. Yeah. So
and 15 still a good run. A lot of the shows only get like 8 or 10 episodes. So I mean,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think we all want 22, but it's one of those. It's one of those, it's like, hey, we'll take what we can get, I guess.
So one of the big reveals recently is the Art of Bob's Burgers book.
Yeah.
Have you had any hand in that, or have you contributed anything to
I hope so. I hope so. I mean, the thing is, Bernard, I think he's kind of the top guy doing that. And he did ask me, like, all the ink work and stuff that I've done, they have like full res scans of those, and so they might sneak in there. And I know Bernard's been asking. He asked me for like some pencil tests and stuff that I've done. He wants to do. Well, I don't know if it's a secret, but he did ask me for pencil tests to because he wants to get some like animation art in there too.
He has been posting some things on Instagram too, like the Jericho dance scene from the movie.
Yeah.
A lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So that's gonna be real exciting to see come September.
Yeah, and it's gonna be. I mean, the test that he showed me that he wants to put in. It's like, man, I hope that gets in because I'd love to get like some nice prints of that to get in deep and check out the line work that he did and stuff. So
that'd be amazing. We're hoping for like a deluxe edition where there's like, obviously you guys don't do animation cells and all that stuff, but like maybe like 8 by 11 printouts or 8 by 10 printouts to actually frame.
Oh, definitely.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. By far, I hope so. I mean, they're definitely pushing. They're like the art book and all this stuff. Like, it feels like it's coming out of left field for me. So it really feels like they're playing with options different options for like merchandise and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I'm all for it.
it's real fun. It's funny because last year we had talked to a couple people over at Bento, and like, what'd be great is like an Art of Bob's Burgers book, and they're like,
Yeah,
that would be a good idea. And also,
yeah, definitely.
like, you stole our idea.
Yeah.
But
what I want is JB's book. I don't know where he went, but I want JB's book to come out, man. That sounds awesome.
Comic-Con.
They're doing it at Comic-Con?
Let me backtrack. So he's gonna have hard copies of the book made, or at least print it out. He's gonna hand them out to a handful of key folks who may be interested, and we'll see what comes of it. But he's almost finished. I mean, he's gonna join us if we're still going, but he had to put his baby to bed. But he's just about done. He's I think he's finishing up the cocktail part. A couple of the bread recipes, but it's like 96% done.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they gotta run with that, man.
How they haven't done a Thanksgiving cookbook is beyond me.
I know, that's insane.
It only makes sense.
I mean, I'm sure. Again, it's like who the heck knows what goes on in those departments and like any sort of legal issues involved. But man, it just seems like. At the same time, sometimes it feels like, Lauren says, "Hey, I want to do a cookbook," and they go, "Okay," So maybe that'd be just awesome if JB gets that book in. That'd be so cool.
And there's only so many people here, so I can freely discuss this. But we have a plan as to how to tease it in like a grassroots, get the fans behind it to kind of give it a push. So we're gonna start teasing that soon, and copies will be at Comic-Con. And I'm certain we can get you a copy.
Well, yeah, a little tit for tat. Yeah.
It's like binder thick at this point. It's
yeah, it might be a little pricey in shipping, but I'll pay shipping.
No,
I'll pay shipping.
Yeah, we will get you a copy. That's our big thing. For those of you at Comic-Con, we're talking about JB made a cookbook of Bob's Burgers Thanksgiving recipes. And we're bringing it to Comic-Con along with his homemade board game.
What?
A couple years ago, him and his buddy made a homemade board game, like Monopoly-style board game. Lauren and the crew found out about it, and then they turned that into the Trivial Pursuit game. So if you have the Trivial Pursuit and you look on the thank you credit cards, it says JB House.
You guys just surprise me every week, at least once a week.
I don't know what's going on or how we've gotten so lucky, but yeah. If you have the Trivial Pursuit, anybody in the chat, if you have Trivial Pursuit, look at the thank you card, and it says questions by JB House and his partner who helped him with that game. It's wild.
That's phenomenal. That's so cool.
But yeah, wow. First, thank you for coming on. I apologize profusely about dropping the ball on this.
It's all good.
I went back and saw the message. Next week. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you're gonna be we doing this, and I was like, I was ready the whole time.
Oh no. But and while I can't mention why, we will have you on again in the near future.
Yes.
But
why?
I
won't mention why either.
Oh, yeah, it's a surprise. Maybe he just likes hanging out with us.
Yeah,
But yeah, but before we go ahead and wrap this up, is there anything any parting words you'd like to leave for the fans?
I just want to pimp my comic book again, but I don't have it near me. I was looking for it, but if you go to band-comic.com, definitely that's the comic I work on. That's the comic I'm trying to get in front of the studio, but
So
band-comic.com.
All right, everybody, I put it in the chat right there, so you should be seeing it.
Now, I personally think it's if you like Bob's comedy, it has a little bit of Bob comedy in there.
Now I
It's,
know
it's a little
you're.
Bob's. It's a little Bob's comedy with some swear words. So.
Hey, that's the kind of comedy we like. Are you bringing that to any East Coast cons and doing signings and stuff? Or?
Yeah. Definitely. We're actually wrapping up the next issue. I'm gonna start working on the. We finally came up with an idea for the cover, so I'm gonna start working on that. So we're almost done with the next issue.
How many issues in the run?
This will be issue 9 that I'm working on.
Is it a ongoing series, or do you have like we're doing 10 issues in this run, and then like I don't like comics don't usually work like show season, so
Yeah, how ours kind of work is we'll do 4 singles. Here, I'll show a single issue. That's like roughly 23 pages. So this is issue 2. But once we get 4 of those done, then we'll compile them into trade paperback. And so we have two trade paperbacks done, and now I'm starting on we're wrapping up issue 9, which is just a single 24 page issue.
I'm gonna have to pick those up and add them to my growing collection of
Yes.
Bob's Burgers comic books.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I'm right next to the Bob's comics.
Oh,
I got those too.
You collect those as well? Because I just added like 6 new ones to the collection.
Oh, really? No, I just started collecting them because when I flew out there, they had some, and so I was like, "Give me those." And they gave me those.
It is. I have about 50 issues right now, and it is.
Whoa, nice!
It's because all the variant covers and stuff.
Yes, yeah.
But
that's so cool.
That's an expensive hobby to get into.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, everybody, band/comic.com.
.com, yeah.
Right. And can they order it from the website as well?
Yes, yes. You can order the first collection. We're gonna put the second collection up soon.
Okay. Is it just the trade paperback, or can they get the individual issues as well?
I think you can get the individual issues if you want to do that too.
Nice.
So yeah.
There you go.
Everybody. And we also have the digital format if you prefer that too. So
no, get it in your hands, everyone.
Yes, I prefer the paper version, but
and go to a convention on the East Coast, track down Aaron, and maybe he'll sign a copy for you.
Yeah. If you follow me on Instagram or I'm on most social media. I always put announcements on any cons that we attend.
There you go, everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
cool.
On behalf of JB and myself, this has been. Oh shit! Hold on, I gotta set this up. I always forget there's an end credits button that I need to hit every time. Ridiculous. This has been From the Great North to Wonder Wharf, your unofficial but verified one-stop destination for bento box information. As always, I'm Mike. JB is out there somewhere in the ether, and
I'm Aaron.
And he will return, everyone.
Soon.
Just like the
hopefully soon. Yeah, hopefully soon. Let's see how soon.
The episodes come back in May, so we'll see when.
Yeah, maybe in May. We'll see.
But for what, everybody? Who knows? I know, but we'll see. But good night, everybody, and thank you again, Aaron.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
Cheers. Bye.